everybody. Browring Developments. Basically, for those people that don't know, just briefly, I am an electrician by trade. I was done 5 years as apprenticeship, and sort of, as I say, was in the right place at the right time to deal with the refurbishment of buildings, and we went on from there. Today, you've heard me talk about the job we're doing in Finchinfield, so I'd like to run you through some of the things that we have to do on insulating. And you probably hear government rapping on about you can get free insulation for your loft and the walls and etc. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, I've made a mock-up of a wall, and I'm just going to run through what we have to do and what you have to do now for if you have an extension or you've got a loft conversion, the amount of insulation that has to be put in. So basically what we do, we build a stud wall. There'll be brickwork, and this will sit on top of the brickwork. It could be wider than this depending on what it's specified. This is tannerised timber, so this means that this timber is treated. It's pressure treated in factory, and it is waterproof, sort of, so it doesn't rot. So we fix this together like this. So that's what happens. We get this large stud wall. This will be the outside wall. So this is what we call a timber-clad building. So a concrete footing has been put in. The bricklayer has come round and he's built up maybe 2 or 3 brickwork all the way round, and then we sit this on top of that. So we start with that. The next thing is that this is what we deal with. This is called Celotex, but there's different makes on the market. They're all the same. It's like a polystyrene with a silver foil both sides for keeping the water out. And we have to fit this into our stud wall. Now this will keep out any drafts, the weather, everything like that. So this is one part of it. This can be the inside if you want. Over the top of that, the architects then, they give us a specification on how much we have to put in. That's 100 mil, this is 40 mil. The 40 mil then goes over the top. I'm just going to lean it down for a minute, just to fix it. It's all on the inside, so now the inside gets slightly smaller, but don't worry about that. We just put a couple of fixing pins in there just to hold it in. Right, so that's the inside of your wall now. You've got 2 layers, keep the wind and everything out. So now, what do we do about finishing? So we have, you've all seen plasterboard, I'm sure. Plasterboard will fit over the top of this completely, right the way down to the floor. This is a 12.5 mil plasterboard, which is specified. They do 9 mil, but we don't usually use it because it's too thin. And this is a foil back. Now this is for moisture, so that if there is any moisture, it doesn't seep through the plasterboard, and it doesn't make anything damp. So basically then, so we get this in sheets, as in this, comes in 1.2 metres by 2.44 sheets of plasterboard. Anything for back insulation is exactly the same. So what we do now is we fix this to the stud work. These are what we call dry line screws. These are for especially fixing anything into woodwork, etc. Actually, I've got too short. We've got long screws, so they go right the way through into the woodwork. And it won't fall off. So that's the inside. Okay, now this is all ready then. This is right down to the bottom for our plasterer to come in. He would then come in. Plasterers love plasterboard because it's just a thin coat of plaster, so they can whip through metres of this quite quickly. They polish it up and you've got a lovely finish for decorating. So now, the outside, this is what we've got on the outside. So we've got plain base on the outside. So what the architects instruct us to do is that we have to put on the outside a 12mm WBP ply, which is waterproofed ply. Basically it's just the glue that makes sure that it doesn't split open if it got damp. So that fits over that, like so. That is fitted on all over the front of the building. Same again, fixed down. So it doesn't come off. Makes it solid, completely solid over the whole of the front of the building. Then we have to put on we use these. This is called a vapour barrier. Comes in large rolls, and this is, if anybody's had their roof done recently, this is a felt, a breathable felt that goes on your roof. And we have to put this on the front of the building. Now this is to allow the building to breathe. This is, believe it or not, I know there's a few holes in this one, this doesn't let through water but lets through air. So on the roof and on the walls, emphasis is made that must have an airflow, especially on the roof. You construct the roof on exactly the same way, but it will be a wider timber, and before you put that 100mm in, you make sure that there's a 50mm gap at the top, so air can run right way through here. With this being on the outside of the roof, it allows the air to go completely through the roof and vent the whole of the area. So that's what happens with that. So this goes on like that, on the whole front of the building, and then pieces of batten are placed on and around. So we build a frame to allow, on this particular instance on the building, it's a timber-clad building, it's a Grade 2 listed cottage, so we use the weatherboard. You can use different pieces of material that could have a wire mesh put over it, and it can be rendered, sand and cement rendered. So basically what happens here is that we start from the bottom, and we just I should know what it is. We use galvanised nails just to pop in. I'm not going to bang them right in, but just to pop that right in, and that holds the first one in. That's your bottom of the floor. Your next one, you'll measure, we do a little piece of timber, we fit there to make sure that that fits on completely like that, and then that will fit on again like this, and then so on and so forth. This is the same, this is pressure treated. As you can see, it's green in colour. All timber that's pressure treated is a green in colour normally, and that means that it won't rot, or within reason it won't last for a long time. We use, on the outside to decorate this, we use what we call a barn paint. Barn paint is an excellent paint. It's a water-based paint, and it is what it says. It's for, especially for barns. It was produced specially for barns, but now they've got it so well that it can be used on any surface. That includes wood, concrete, metal, plastic, you name it, you can use it there. And it's water-based, and it's brilliant. Last year I had my house decorated, and it's all in the barn paint. It comes in all the different colours, Farrow and Ball colours, etc. So yeah, so that would be the finished article. Obviously there'll be more coats of paint on that, and that is your insulated wall, which will be nice and cosy. This particular building we're doing has got underfloor heating, and also they just had on Friday, we had a nice big log burner put in, and then what with the underfloor heating, all this insulation, a 12 kilowatt log burner, I don't think they'll be very cold. So that's it. Is there any questions?
Just a quick, sorry, go on, you
go on Ed.
A lot of houses built like that
New houses, yeah, a lot are still built on the traditional brick, and this insulation will go in between brick. Okay, it seems like
That thick.
yeah, oh yeah, it
So you've
is.
got brick on the inside
Yeah.
and on the outside.
On the outside, and then in the middle was a cavity wall, and they will drop in a what they call a BAP, an insulation BAP that insulates in between.
Oh, so it's not the frame. It's just
No,
the
that's right.
insulation
But a
stuff.
lot of extensions now, and I've noticed that since living out further that in the country wise, a lot of extensions are built like this. Mainly because I suspect that a lot of cottages are listed and they want it in keeping. So there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, in Canada, in the low temperatures there, they build all the houses in timber and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not a problem at all. So, Kev.
Just you going on about the what looks like a ship that bolt that you're putting on the outside.
That's
like a
right.
weather bolt.
Yeah.
How are you finding now with, I mean, a lot of these new or revamps, refurbishments, whatever you want to call them, they're using like a concrete or a
Yeah,
plastic
that's
which
right.
looks like a...
Exactly, yeah.
How is that
We
working
was-
out?
Wood is a lovely piece of work to work with. It cuts easy, you can paint it, and etc. We was going to go with the cement board type of weatherboard, which can be, it's pre-painted and that, but we've spoken to people and they go, oh, it's such a pain to work with, tool-wise, special cutters, etc. And you know, it is real hard work to work with. So looking on it on the traditional side, that part of this cottage at the back has already got that on. We obviously then revert back to this. I know a lot of new builds are dealing with that cement board,
Because they do a plastic
and they do a plastic one as well. Yeah, so yeah. But
Would you use that? Would you use that? The
if
plastic board that-
if it was called for, if a lot of the time the architect he comes up with a drawing, he's speaking to the client, and if they insist on we want you PVC cladding, then we would use that. Yeah, we would do that. Not necessarily what we think is best, but it's up to them. You know, at the end of the day.
Can you insulate from the inside out? So if you've already got a building that isn't an
Yeah.
old building, like a
Yeah.
Victorian building, and
We're-
it has issues, can
Within the pros in Brentwood, there's a old church that is basically been. It's like a scout hall, really. It's massive, and it's been rendered on the outside, but it's got no insulation in it. Now, what we done last year, we're doing it in phases. We got guys that do the spray foam insulation, and they sprayed underneath. This building is on stilts, and it stands up this high, so you can climb underneath, and it's timber flooring like this. So they come up, they've sprayed, and it's probably about 100 mil thick, all the underside of the flooring, because what was happening, all the drafts, the winds all coming up through the floors, making it cold. Our next phase is that we're going to be ripping off the front of the building, which is a render, a metal and a board like I put on here, getting back to the framework again, and what we'll do exactly the same. We'll put this in, then board over it, and probably not insist, but recommend that we use the weatherboard painted, and that will then keep them warm, very warm.
So is there always a cavity, regardless of how old a building is there always a cavity?
Not always,
in the
no.
house?
My
Yes.
cottage that I live in is solid wall, okay? And what they done when they refurbed my cottage is that they put the plasterboard, instead of being foiled back, it's got a foam, a polystyrene on it, and they put that on and then plastered all that. So you've got that side of it, you know. So that's the situation there, yeah. Okay, guys.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow.